On the last day of Tzu Chi's free clinic in Jordan, a mother shares how Tzu Chi saved her daughter's life. Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia reach out to a man whose memory deteriorated after brain tumor removal surgery. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Su. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi Jordan Free Clinic team provided a variety of services at the free clinic in Jordan, serving more than 2,500 patients. On the last day of the free clinic, Tzu Chi volunteers invited a mother who has received Tzu Chi's help to share her story. In March of 2016, a 4-month-old Syrian baby girl who has escaped to Jordan with her family faced serious illness. She suffered from hernia and protruding small intestine. Elaf's mother has sought help from Tzu Chi volunteers. After undergoing surgery, the baby's condition has improved.
She is our first hernia case in 2016. Her daughter's case marks the beginning of our medical mission. Currently, we have helped 1,300 children with surgeries.
3 years have passed. Team members now hold regular large free clinics in Jordan every year, helping the impoverished residents alleviate their suffering. Over the course of the 5-day free clinic, 2,517 patients have been served. The volunteers also invited Elaf's mother to share her experience.
In 2016, you helped my daughter undergo the surgery and accompanied us after the surgery. Dharma Master Zhen Yan is much needed here. Thank you for accompanying people who need help.
On this day, Tzu Chi volunteers also distributed financial aid and daily supplies that come with the best wishes.
I'm really grateful to Tzu Chi for allowing my child to have a different life.
我们用深深的一鞠躬，祝福所有的乡亲。
The doctors and volunteers bow to express their gratitude, putting a perfect end to this free clinic. In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers and team members in Kota Kinabalu have traveled to Gaya Island to hold their 3rd free clinic. The free clinic helped residents who cannot afford to seek medical help. Tzu Chi volunteers from Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, and team members have traveled to Gaya Island to hold their 3rd free clinic. Free clinic services can lessen the residents' financial burdens. In addition, they will not have to travel to Kota Kinabalu to seek medical attention.
In the past, when I fell ill, I had to go to the clinic in Kota Kinabalu and spend 150 ringgit. Sometimes when I fell ill, I could only bear with it at home or take some painkillers. The free clinic is very convenient. It is free and we can get medications. Even tooth extraction is free. I want to thank the doctors and volunteers here. If you did not come, we would not know what to do.
Today, I managed to see one child who has been quite unwell for the last few days, and mother only brought the child to seek medical attention this time around. Even when I saw the child, the condition is not too good, and we had to refer her to go to the hospital for admission. But the mother's concern is always about financial.
Here in Pulau Gaya, first thing is hygiene. Their hygiene is very, very bad. So because of this hygiene problem, there's a lot of diseases can occur from here. Skin disease, respiratory disease, breathing problems. For kids especially, diarrhea, vomiting. Another problem I see is education also. No proper education. So when you speak to them, you can know already. You ask them simple questions like, have you had any disease before this and all? They say, don't know. Have you been to a clinic before? No, never.
Team doctors are usually busy with work. Dedicating themselves to free clinics on weekends is another way for them to feel recharged.
Tzu Chi's free clinics allow me to remind myself why I wanted to become a doctor. It reminds me that I've become a doctor to help people. Sometimes when I am busy with work, I will have a lot of negative thoughts. I might sometimes forget my initial aspiration of becoming a medical professional. Therefore, joining Tzu Chi's free clinics allows me to remember my initial aspirations.
Team of volunteers also pay home visits to people who have mobility issues. In conducting a free clinic on the island, transporting medical equipment is a big challenge. The volunteers overcome these difficulties, hoping to provide quality medical care to the local residents. In Malaysia, there's a care recipient who is a Burmese refugee. For more than a year, he has been suffering from liver stones and could not work. Fortunately, Tzu Chi worked together with UNHCR to subsidize his surgery fees and living expenses. Tzu Chi care recipient Kamal bin Wahab has been working as a construction worker since moving to Malaysia from Myanmar 24 years ago. Last year, he was diagnosed with liver stone and desperately needs money to pay for the surgery.
The doctor told me I have liver stone. I have difficulty eating and drinking water. If I don't undergo the surgery, it is really painful.
My husband is in pain. Seeing him suffer, my heart also aches.
Being the breadwinner, Kamal's illness will put a strain on the family's finances.
Since I'm ill, I have no income. My wife cannot work, as she has to take care of me and the children and handle the household chores. Now that I have to receive treatment, life would be very difficult.
Upon learning of their plight, city volunteers have come to visit. Tzu Chi and UNHCR will work together to subsidize Kamal's surgery fees.
After the visit, I found that he need medical help, and he need to go to surgery, and it cost him 30,000 ringgit. From there, the doctor explained that his surgery is quite serious because he got stone in the liver. If they don't do it early, then the tissue will die.
The financial aid brought by the volunteers is much needed, as Kamal and his family no longer have to worry about living expenses.
I am very happy and grateful for the help. If I recover, my children can go to school.
Kamal hopes that he can recover soon and return to work so that he can support his family with his own strength. 38-year-old Xiao Quan lost his hands and vision in an explosion 16 years ago. A few years after the incident, his wife also left him. Since then, he has been raising his 2 children thanks to some kind-hearted person, but this financial help stopped 2 years ago. Thankfully, city volunteers reached out to this family.
Amid the heavy rain, Changsha Tzu Chi volunteers head to Chenzhou. Xiao Quan, a Tzu Chi care recipient, is at the hospital. 16 years ago, due to an accident, he lost both his hands and vision. More recently, he needs surgery to remove his eyeball. Thus, the volunteers came to see if he needs anything.
When I got hurt, I was living in the farming village still, and hospital bills isn't like now, where there is national health coverage. Each bill I had to pay out of my own pocket. Plus my family finances weren't great, so we had to borrow money which I haven't paid off completely yet.
In the past 10 years or so, Xiao Quan was still able to raise his 2 children thanks to kind-hearted people. 2 years ago, the subsidy stopped. However, Tzu Chi was able to fill that void, and the family of 3 became a part of a bigger family.
We have known Tzu Chi since 2017. The children's tuition and living expenses are all provided by Tzu Chi.
Xiao Quan's 2 children go to school in Changsha. Besides the monetary support, the volunteers offer emotional support as well.
If you need anything, don't hesitate to send a message to us. If you have difficulties, let us know. Your home conditions are just temporary. Now that you have the knowledge and skill, you can help your dad and the family, right?
Though the children lost their mother at a young age, the children know how to take care of their father. And since the dad needs surgery, the 2 is right by his side.
My dad in his condition has not had it easy in raising the 2 of us. We're thankful for the volunteers who have been with us every step of the way.
你来对我们的帮助。
对慈济我一家人很感恩。这份大爱，到时候让2个小孩，向师父师伯们学习，也要去帮助一些像我们这样很贫困的家庭。
In Qingdao, China, Tzu Chi volunteers regularly visit a language training center to care for hearing-impaired children. During the most recent visit, a boy recited a Tang poem to welcome the volunteers. More than 20 volunteers have visited the children with hearing impairment, holding gifts in their hands. The child recited a Tang poem to welcome these volunteers. "17-year-old Huang Xuan likes to draw. His sketchbook are full of his favorite animation characters.
送给你的那些东西你喜欢吗？送给你的那些东西你喜欢吗？喜欢。对你有用吗？有作用吗？有作用。
Besides interacting with the children, the volunteers also took the time to clean up the language training center. Despite being soaked in sweat due to the hot weather, everyone is filled with joy.
Through cleaning up this place, we also cleanse our hearts and purify our minds. Not only do we clean up, we also purify our minds. Although it is hot today, we are still filled with joy.
The volunteers have interacted with the children with hearing impairment with love and become people these kids can rely on. In Malaysia, an Indian truck driver, due to brain tumor removal surgery, has degraded memory and is unable to work. Learning of this family's plight, Tzu Chi volunteers have provided his children's tuition and supported his wife.
Sebelum ni suami saya kerja seorang pemandu lori. Saya mempunyai 4 orang anak.
My husband was a truck driver before. We have 4 children and the life was happy. When he could not see clearly, he went to the hospital for examination. The doctor said there's a brain tumor. In 2013, he had the chance to go to India and he chose to have surgery there. The doctor has told him that they're not responsible for the results after surgery, but he still wanted to try. After the operation, everything was fine, but after 5 or 6 months, his memory deteriorated. He couldn't distinguish his daughter. At that time, all our children are still young. Our lives are difficult and there's no one to talk to. And plus, we didn't have any income. My sister helped me. I was so scared and helpless. I need someone to rely on. My neighbors also helped me. I had a financial burden as the rent must be paid. Many things are difficult. The children's school teachers reported their situation to Tzu Chi.
Kumar was originally a family pillar, and his savings were probably spent on his surgery. His wife has always been a housewife, as she has no work experience. Therefore, they face financial difficulties.
Pagi-pagi you hantar kada saya hantar dekat depan sajalah bas ada baru masuk dalam. Sekarang tu pas dia berapa? Bas 130. Berterima kasih kepada Suzy.
I'm very grateful to Tzu Chi. Tzu Chi has been helping us for 6 years, and they have never asked us anything in return. If I ask for diapers, they'll buy it for us. My husband used to help others, now people help us. In the past, during Hindu festival, he used to bring elderly people and Chinese, etc. to eat and give them red envelopes. He likes to help people. I always educate my children. They must help people when they have abilities.
Now their children join with Tzu Chi to do recycling and conduct home visit.
环保的、访视的。
Hari pertama dia pergi dekat estate.
The first day of home visit, she cried. She asked why they suffer so much. She cried and said she doesn't want to go anymore. I said you must go and help them with translation.
Pada estate dekat abang nak ngadi dah ke orang. Kita cakap dengan Tamil, saya akan translate dekat sister.
The recipient only speaks Tamil. I will help Tzu Chi to translate that into Malay. When I volunteered, I learned that there are many people who are suffering more than my family. I thought my family was poor. After visiting them, I did like to save a bit to help others.
Saya kemarin daripada susah orang kita tolong dia lagi lah daripada kita lah.
South African girl Langela Thabet was selected to study abroad in Taiwan at the Tzu Chi University. Now that she has graduated from TCU, she returned to her hometown and recently gave a speech at her alma mater.
Do you remember this young lady standing out amongst the crowd in the Buddha Day ceremony in Hualien? She's Langela Thabet from South Africa. She attended a Tzu Chi-built school in elementary school, and because of her excellent grades in school, she was able to travel abroad to study. She graduated from Tzu Chi University this year and came to share her experience in Taiwan with her alma mater.
回到我的故乡，所以我很开心。
I'm happy to return to my hometown and be a beacon of hope as an alumnus of my school. I hope they can continue their learning in college. I've also expressed that it's not necessary to leave South Africa to get a good education. This way they'll know that no matter what family background they come from, they too can be a good person.
Her speech, many people were inspired that they can still do something with their lives, still better themselves, even with all the difficult situations they're going through right now.
She's overcome challenges, 6 years abroad, and coming back to speak to on a platform in an assembly area of 1,000 learners. She really did a remarkable, splendid job. And thanks to Tzu Chi Foundation, as you said, your master believes that education is the tool to prosperity and development.
Are true ambassadors and are really proof that you can make a difference in people's lives. You have given us computers, you've given us textbooks, you have done a lot for us. I want to say thank you very much. We really appreciate that. I want to give back. If one day there is an opportunity for me to assist the Tzu Chi Foundation, maybe in Taiwan, to come and teach English to the young ones and assist them how you have assisted us.
I'm not saying I'm the
Returning to her alma mater, Langela gives the students a clear vision of if one is willing to work for it, then their future can too be bright and full of hope.
In the Kaohsiung gas explosion in 2014, among the injured list is Chen Chu-rui, who was serving his alternative military service at the fire department. He has since studied abroad. Meanwhile, Kaohsiung Fire Bureau's deputy captain was able to return to his post 3 years ago.
On that fateful night, no one was spared from the gas explosion. Even the fire station was hit.
这玻璃都整个是炸破的啊，那个纱窗都被炸飞掉。
Despite their building and fire trucks being damaged, the firefighters still needed to head out to rescue people.
那时候那一块角落那一块就是我们做一个临时调度救灾救护车辆的出入口。 时间久了，然后也就试过。
With the passing of time, outside resources for counseling and working towards it ourselves, we got through it.
善心人士来帮我们做一些心理咨商。
Overcoming the Kaohsiung gas explosion, the deputy captain of the Zhonghua branch of the Fire Bureau returned to his line of work 3 years ago.
那各位现在做装备保养的？
装备有检查一下器材不好装，因为手的角度上它是有差，就是当时烧到的情形。
He cannot change a battery or a light bulb without difficulty, yet he remains true to his calling in life.
主要的工作就是就在这个。
This is the job I like the best, in the field of rescue work. So I try to get over anything I can.
在心理上的一个层次能够去克服，心理。
His physical injuries are seemingly healed, but what about his mental injuries?
已经受伤了啦，那没办法去玩了。说你再怎么去怨。
I'm injured and I can't change that, so there's no need to harbor resentment. No matter what, I should let go. Even though it happened, I'm still pretty grateful to the city government, LCY Chemical Corporation, and China General Terminal and Distribution Corp for their continual assistance.
This is Chen Chu-rui, who was serving his alternative military service with the fire department when the gas explosion happened. Now trying to find himself after the fact, he went to England on a study abroad program.
I don't know if I'm really over it. It feels like I'm still doing the therapy. My mental state is in a different place now. In the past, if I need to come back to Taiwan for surgery, I would feel a sense of dread. But now, it's just something I have to do, so I do it.
Overseas, he can easily forget his injuries, and no one is there to remind him with their sympathetic stares.
I don't
think I should keep broadcasting how difficult I have it, because as time goes on, I forget about it. I want to create a goal, a peak in my life to say I'm a person with strength and ability. I'm not here because I have an injury.
是个有能力的人，而不是因为依靠着受伤这件事情而站在这个台上。一堆镜头，相机都在客厅。
It's taken them a few years, but they have slowly returned to normal, both mentally and physically. Just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, they are taking flight once more.
In Malaysia, Butterworth City Kindergarten organizes a 30-day Passport for Vegetarian Land campaign every year. Let's join them there.
To get to know the original shapes and sizes of various vegetables, the kindergarten children go to the supermarket.
The children are usually exposed to vegetables prepared in a dish, so we brought them to the supermarket to buy the ingredients they need to make those dishes.
The Passports for Vegetarian Land campaign, launched in 2010, gives students the hands-on experience to make vegetarian food by themselves. It also documents the process themselves.
Passport for Vegetarian Land campaign for this class has already been implemented for 3 years, so I made this bulletin board allowing them to see their growth during their 4 to 5 year old. As they're turning 6 soon, they can also think about how to further practice these ideas.
Third grader Jiang Yue Shen took part in the campaign at the Tzu Chi kindergarten when she was 4. Since then, she has embraced vegetarianism for 6 years.
She's not a picky eater. This is what I like about her, because children nowadays are more inclined to eat meat. But as long as it's a vegetable dish, she will eat it.
I've also attended some classes to learn about nutrition. It was then I realized that we cannot just eat animal proteins, but we can also eat plant proteins to maintain a balanced diet.
The teacher's guidance, along with the parents' support, helps the children to go meat-free in their daily life with ease.
Taoyuan City volunteers regularly visit Bade Veterans Home. During their most recent visit, they also celebrated Father's Day with the veterans. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.